What's going on? Hello. Happy Tuesday. We are back. Cut this down a little bit because I don't want YouTube to give me a YT. I don't want YT to give me any type of problems with the music. So hopefully y'all can hear it. Welcome, Aaron. I see you. Or Aaron. My husband is going to talk about me. Hey, Aaron. I see you, Pam, Rhonda, Yvette. I see you, Jermaine. Welcome, y'all. I appreciate you. Look, as you're coming on. This is something I do on TT. Okay? Even when I pop in, I just tap the screen real quick. That's what I do. I just tap the screen real quick. And then if it's something that I'm like not really interested in, it's okay. I done came through. I done tapped the screen. If I'm following the person, I'll go ahead and get my heart me. Right? Here on TT, I'll get my heart me. I tap the screen. I send a comment. I collect my points. I'm just letting y'all know what I do for rooms or lives that I'm not really interested in. I collect my points. You know what I'm saying? And then I might send a couple of gifts or whatever. That's just me. A couple of populars. You know what I'm saying? Share it. And then I'm out. But that's me telling the algorithm that I'm an actual person. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here on this app, right, to engage. That's what I do. Thank y'all for the likes. I appreciate you. I see you, Craig. Welcome. Tasha, my husband is in the building. Welcome, husband. Right? I appreciate y'all. So tonight, what I'm going to be talking about is a way that we can work on balancing our portfolios. I see you, DFY Academy. Welcome, Energy. Welcome, Sherry Bell. I see you, Bulldog Mark. All right, welcome. Okay, so these are just a couple of things that I'm going to be talking about. Some ways that we can balance our portfolio. But before I do that, I need to make sure everyone is aware on TT here and on YT that I am not a financial advisor yet. So anything that I share with you guys, I say this all the time. I'm only sharing stuff so that way you can go do research, because I want to raise people awareness, Scampy, right? I want to make sure that people like L Boogie 75 know what's going on. Okay. I want to make sure y'all are good, but the only way for me to do that is to make sure I put the information out, but remind you that I am not telling you what to invest in, because there are a lot of things that I've shared so far over the past month here on TT and on YT. People didn't know. Okay. They weren't aware that they could do these things. So that's the reason why I share what I share, and I share how I share. And a reminder for my people who have been here, haven't been here in a while, y'all, this is for beginners. So if you've been in the crypto space for a long time, especially if you've been in the crypto space for like 5 years or more, whatever, y'all, please be mindful that this is for beginners. Welcome, Prince. This is for beginners. Okay. This is for people who are curious about crypto or are new to crypto, and they want to take their learning to the next level, so that way they can elevate their crypto portfolio, meaning they want to make more money in the crypto space. Okay. So when you use words, okay, please, y'all, experienced crypto investors, please, y'all, give people definitions of the term you're using, or you can give them an example so that way they know how to relate it to whatever they're already doing. Okay. Because I don't want people to feel like this is too advanced for them, because this Crypto 101, my page personally, is for beginners. Welcome, CJ Speaks. CJO Speaks. Okay. So I want to make sure that we are all aware of that. Okay. So y'all keep tapping the screen. Thank you for the likes. All right. The goal is to get to 75K. Hopefully y'all can see that. And then as you're coming in, share this live really fast. Hold down the screen, like press the screen down, hold it down until names pop up. When the names pop up, send it to 10 people real quick. Y'all, it doesn't matter. You're welcome, CJ Speak, right? It doesn't matter if there's a green bubble on that person's name or not. Just send it to 10 people real quick, okay? Because we want to make sure that more people are getting the notification that I'm live right now. So go ahead, as you're tapping the screen, hold the screen down real fast, okay? And then go ahead and send it to 10 people real quick. Thank you. See, that's how, look, this is how we're going to get this information out, okay? we're going to get this started. And for y'all on YT, all right, I need you to give me the thumbs up if you have not done it yet. Okay, and then subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that as well, and hit that notification bell so that way you know when I am live. Okay, and then share, because sharing is caring. The reason why I'm big on sharing, y'all, is because I've went through a whole lot of stuff in the beginning of my journey, and what I want to do is share the ups, the downs, the in between, right? And then Bitcoin to 20K. Listen, go DJ Unstoppable. I'm gonna show y'all what I have. I know my screen for some people might be like, oh my gosh, there's so many lines, but this is how my brain works. Okay. But I'm gonna show y'all the area that I'm waiting for Bitcoin to hit, and I want to move the money from my stable coins into Bitcoin. So that's my plan, but I'm not telling you what to do because I'm not a financial advisor yet. Okay. But yeah, sharing is caring. So as you're coming on, if you have been on here, y'all, the way that I know that it's not a bot talking to me is a person has that heart me. They grab that heart me, right? And then you're tapping the screen and you're sharing the live. Those three things you can do. Okay. And comment, because I love when people talk back to me, you know what I'm saying? Correct me if I said something that you're like, that don't sound right, Leona. You know what I'm saying? Or you're helping out some of the beginners that's in here, because this class is for beginners. Okay, so I done the spiel. Y'all ready? Give me ready in the chat if y'all are ready. Type the word ready in the chat if y'all are ready to get into talking about how we're going to build a more balanced crypto portfolio. I know there are some people that are going to be like, I'm not doing that. Specifically my XRP people. I already know y'all are like, I'm not doing that. And that's fine, because again, I cannot tell you what to do because legally I am not in a position to do that. Type ready in the chat if you are ready to get into this conversation where we're talking about how to build a balanced crypto portfolio for our beginners. I see you. Welcome, Winnie. Thank you for sharing the live. I see you, Carrie. Oh, Lord. Carrie Clark. Girl, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say Carrie, because on my clothes, like, I can't really see. Hold on. If I do that, nope, that don't help either. Okay. I can't really see it. But yeah, we're talking about how to build a balanced portfolio. So it said, are you going to talk about where to store our crypto? I'm very confused on that. I will go over that, but I've done that a lot. So I'll touch on it. If I haven't, Winnie, please say, Leona, don't forget to go over how to store our crypto. Okay. Just let me know. Hopefully tonight we won't be too long, because I feel like this one is going to be a short one. Okay. So let's go. So ready to talk about it. He said, ready, set, XRP. There we go. XRP army is already here. One of them anyway. Let's see where the rest of them at. They're about to come. I see you, Blessed by Jay. Okay, so let's go. So if you've been wondering like how to build more of a balanced crypto portfolio, especially without guessing, then this lesson is going to be for you. This live stream is going to be for you. Is the music too loud to y'all? Let me know. If it's good, give me a thumbs up. If it's too loud, give me a thumbs down. TT. YC, same thing. If the music is too loud, let me know. Give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down if it's too loud. Give me a thumbs up if it's good. Give me a thumbs down if it's too loud. Okay, I got you. Curious Cat, thank you. Let me cut it down some, because I feel like I'm yelling. I'm like, geez, I feel like I'm yelling. Thank y'all. So it wasn't just me. Like, I like my music, but, okay, I got you. All right, so let's run it. So we talked about all this stuff. Keep tapping the screen, sharing the live as you all are coming in. Share the live to at least 10 people real quick when you're coming in. Okay, so let's go into it. We are going to build our crypto portfolio. We're going to do this simple. We're going to, she said, I need to focus. I got you, Curious Cat. Okay, we're going to keep this simple. We're going to keep this beginner friendly because, again, everything that I teach on here is specifically for beginners. I want to make sure y'all are good. So I'm not going to use terms that you don't understand without giving you the definition or giving you an example so that way you can compare it to what you already do. Okay. And at the end of this, the plan is, the expectation is that you're going to leave here with the plan that you can actually understand and apply. Y'all, I know that people say note takers or money makers and stuff. No, that's not true. Because there are plenty of people that have a lot of notes and they've done nothing with them. And guess what? They're still in the same place they were in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Okay. So what does balance look like for us? Okay. We're going to get there, Dorset. Please don't rush me. I appreciate the comment. We're going to get there. Okay. So what does balance really mean for us? All right. So balance for us is like 3 buckets. I'm that person. I put money into buckets. I put money into accounts because they're going to serve a specific purpose. Everybody got it. So balance for me means that each bucket that I put my money in, it's serving a purpose. It's going to help me in some way. So if the market is down, then I can be able to use another bucket to help me to stay afloat, right? If the market is up, now I'm reallocating, I'm moving money from the area that is super profitable, right? And I'm putting it to other things, okay? So for us, I need you guys to write down these 3 things. Balance equals core plus safety plus explore or opportunity. Totally up to you, okay? So balance for me is core, safety, explore. If you have those 3, core, safety, explore, put the number 3 in the chat, y'all. If you have those 3, core, safety, and explore written down, put a 3 in the chat real quick before I move on. Because this is what we're looking for when it comes to balance in our crypto portfolio. And actually, you can use this idea for all of your investments, stock market as well. Okay, I see you, Curious Cat, Winnie good, husband good. Okay, welcome, Kingdom Currency, I believe that's what they said. Okay, all right. So for us, balance doesn't mean we own everything. It means that we're going to break these things down. Core for us means that we believe in something long term. Okay, we believe in something long term. So the reason why I started with what I said when it comes to XRP is because me and my husband was talking about it earlier. XRP has like the most dedicated doggone community. Like they're everywhere. You mentioned crypto, the first thing is, where do you invest in XRP? They're not talking about any other cryptocurrency. Like that's the first thing out of their mouth. But at the end of the day, you have to have a belief in whatever you're investing in for the long term, because that's our foundation. Okay. I'm getting more into the foundational part, but that's our foundation core. Okay. The second one is safety, right? So safety is we're investing in things. Welcome, Jazz. We're investing in things that even if the price, changes, it goes down, it goes up, we're not out of our money, or we lose a little bit, or of course, you know what I'm saying, we're just good regardless. Okay. When it comes to the safety bucket, we want to be in position where the dips in the market don't break us. They don't push us out. We don't sell because we're panicking. Does that make sense, everybody? Our safety bucket should contain things like stable coins. Of course, like, because the stock market is risky, but it's not as risky, we can invest in ETFs. Okay. And we're talking about ETFs that have a history of like every year for the past 20, 30, 40, 50 years, they've been given a return of somewhere between 10, 12%, so on and so forth. Welcome, Peacefully Patrice. Welcome back. Right. But we can have cash. We can have cash available. Right. That's our safety net. So cash available, we talked about this before, y'all. Where is a place where we should keep cash available? So if something happened, we're good to go. Where's that place that we should keep cash that we could just pull out real fast? We don't have to wait for it to get into an account. We don't have to do any transfers or anything like that. What is that place? Does anybody know? Anyone have an idea? Just throw a wild guess out there. Curious cat. Shoebox. You old school with it. I was waiting on somebody to put mattress. Right? Okay, so Curious Cat say shoebox. What else do y'all think? Where are some other what are some places that we should home? Okay, Jay Rich said home. All right, let's go. Okay, so look, y'all won't be wrong because whatever you're comfortable with. All right, thank you so very much for the gift, Curious Cat. I want you to be comfortable with your decision. But what I tell people is because especially in the United States, the dollar value is constantly dropping. At a bare minimum, we should put our money into a high yield savings account. And the reason why I say at least a high yield savings account is because number one, you can pour that money out like that. Number two, your money is working for you. And most high yield savings accounts are beating inflation. Okay. Everybody got it. So I can pull my money out fast. I have cash available. Okay. So that's safety. And number three, my money is still multiplying. Even if it's not at a rapid rate, I'm still at least beating inflation. So the high yield savings accounts that I'm investing, putting my money into, they're at least over 3%. So I get 3% on my deposits. I get 3% or 3.5% or whatever it is. At least it's over 3%. I'm getting that on my capital, right? Welcome, Charity. Everybody got it. So that's the second one, safety. If everybody got that, give me a number 2, because that's our second one. Put a number 2 in the chat if y'all got that one. Give me a number 2 if y'all got that on TT and YT. Okay, I see you, Curious Cat. She got it. Okay. See Joe Speaks. Okay. See, is it See Joe Speaks? I hope I see Joe Speak. Okay, I see you, Jay Rich. I don't want to be messing up your username on here. Okay, I see you. All right. So because we now have that, that's our second bucket. So for the people that have just joined, the first bucket when we're talking about balancing our, okay, gotcha. So when we're talking about balancing our crypto portfolio, right? We want to make sure that one, we have our core. These are the cryptocurrencies or the cryptocurrency that we believe in, and we're investing in that thing long term. Okay. We're not going to be easily swayed to sell no matter what the market is doing, no matter what the government is doing, no matter what Congress is saying, no matter about the SEC. None of that stuff matters because we know that this particular cryptocurrency is going to be around and it's going to make me money, right? Number 2 is safety. All right. We're investing in this particular bucket. So if anything happens, it's not going to break us. We're not going to get tricked out of our spot in crypto. Okay. And we're investing in stable coins, and stable coins for my beginners, because I just went right over that. Stable coins for my beginners are coins that are pretty much the value is the same as the dollar amount you put in it for my people in the US. Okay. Because we have dollars. So an example, if I put $1,000 into a stable coin like USDC, if I put $1,000 into USDC, even with the crypto market down like today, okay, or the last week, right? Even though the crypto market has been down for the past week, my $1,000 in USDC will still be $1,000. So it's 1 for 1. Whereas if I put $1,000 into Bitcoin last week, right, when it had dropped to like 95K, well, last night, Bitcoin dropped down to 89,000. So guess what? That 1,000 that I would have put in Bitcoin would not have been $1,000 today. Does that make sense when we're talking about stable coins? Give me a yes if that makes sense. Give me a no if it does not make sense on TT and YT. Give me a yes if that makes sense. Give me a no if that does not make sense. Okay, Curious Cat. Cool. Gotcha. Miss AK, welcome back. Yes. Okay, good. Good. Jay Rich said yes. Cool. All right. Yes. Nichelle. All right. Welcome. Okay, good. So that's what we were talking about with the second bucket, security. The third bucket. The third bucket. What's this? The third bucket. We're going to explore. Thank you so very much for the gift, Nichelle. The third bucket, what we're going to do is we're going to allocate some of our investment budget right into this area where we're taking a little bit of a risk because it's something we're curious about. We've researched it. We believe that it has a potential to grow, but it's small. So like cryptocurrencies that are considered like small cap. Okay, so small cap cryptos are cryptos that's like the value of it or the market cap for it is $1 billion or less. Okay, so they don't have a lot of money backing it right now. Their communities are not as huge like XRP's is, right? However, the white paper says, or the website says, or when you were listening to not the CEO, but the team behind it, all of these things is pointing to this is something that I want to take a risk on. Okay, so we do that when we invest. Period. We're taking a risk because we don't know if anything at all is going to pop. We don't know if anything at all is going to be around for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? But so we're going based off of the research and the data that we have on hand. So explore that bucket is going to be a small amount of your investing budget to just look into things that you're curious about. If you're a meme coin person, I'm not, just being honest. However, I put a few dollars into a meme coin just because I'm like, it's Starbucks money for me. So I'm like, I'm not tripping on it, right? You can do that though, a small amount though. All right. So I want you guys to think of this like for my nutrition, my fit people out there. You have a meal plan that you put together. You're going to have your protein for my people that's constantly weightlifting and that's really big on making sure that their meals do what they're supposed to do for their body, right? So you're going to have your protein. Y'all, that's your core. Okay? The protein on your plate is your core, right? Your veggies, your vegetables, that's your safety bucket. Got it? And if you want a little dessert, okay, I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? You want that cookie, you want that little slice of cake, right? Then that's your explore bucket. Does that make sense to everybody? Give me a yes in the chat if that makes sense. If the answer is no, put a no in the chat. TT and YT. Thank y'all so very much. We're at 10K. Come on, y'all. We can get to 75. I think we can do that. Okay, Jay Rich said yes. Curious Cat said yes. Okay, Nichelle said yes. Good. Good. Okay, so now that we know that, we're going to talk about what, for a beginner that is not into crypto like that, you're learning. And I'm going to say this because I'm following the money, y'all. Okay? XRP folks, don't sit here and jump down my throat. I'm following the money. Okay? So put your guns away. Okay? Put those pews away. Okay? Don't jump down my throat. Let's get it. All right. So when we talk about our core bucket, there was a person that asked earlier, like, what's your top 5 and so on and so forth. I'm going to tell you guys, there are certain things that I invest in. I do not invest in a lot in one particular market because I feel like, and I learned this too later on, but I feel like the more stuff you're invested in, the less money you can put into it and the less likely you're going to be able to get more profit from it because you're stretching your money so thin, right? So I keep mine down to between 6-7 cryptocurrencies. Okay. So Bitcoin for sure. And the reason for that is because Bitcoin has been around for the longest. It is the first cryptocurrency. That's what put everything else on the map. Ethereum would not be here if it wasn't for Bitcoin. XRP would not be here if it wasn't for Bitcoin. Okay. None of these cryptocurrencies would not be here if it was not for Bitcoin stepping on the scene in 2009. Okay. And the reason why I'm going to say Bitcoin for me is part of the core is because not only is it the first one, but Bitcoin to this day, even with the price dropping to when I looked at it earlier, it had bounced up to like 93,000. But even with the drop, Bitcoin is still the top 8 assets in the world. Y'all, it's only 2 slots away from surpassing silver. And silver has been here forever. Does that make sense? Like, there's a reason behind me personally saying Bitcoin is going to be number one, period. 2009, it was a penny. 2025 is $93,000. Come on, that's not even 20 years later. And it's $93,000. And the high this year was $126,000. And it's only been just going up. It has its downtime where the price plummets 80-90%. That happens. That's part of investing in the cryptocurrency market. But guess what? What it does, though, is it rebounds. And then after that market has plummeted 80-90%, guess what it does? It jumps up hundreds of percent. Right? So that's number one for me. That's part of my core. Again, for everybody that's just joining, y'all, I am not a financial advisor, so I cannot legally tell you what to invest in. What I can do, though, is as a student and investor myself, what I can do is say, these are the things that are available for you to look into. I've only talked about one thing so far, POV. Rico said facts. That's what I'm talking about. See, I told y'all the XRP army is going to come in and be like, what about XRP? What about XRP? Now, when I ask about XRP and I ask for facts or something, or I ask a question about XRP, it be crickets. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't come in and immediately answer me when I'm asking y'all something about XRP. Y'all come in when I ain't asking you about XRP. Oh, shoot. Oh, you say I'm just coming in and asking because I'm just hearing about it. Okay, cool. Gotcha. So that's number one. That's part of my core. That's the reason why, for me personally, Bitcoin got you. That's why we here. Okay, that's why we here. All right. So yeah. So Bitcoin for me, that's part of my core for that reason alone. Okay. There's only 21 million to be created. If you have been in the crypto space for a little bit of time, you are aware of that fact. If you have been in the crypto space for a little bit of time and you are not aware of that fact, well, now you know. Okay, right? Ethereum is the second one. Now I know my XRP people are going to say, "Oh, nope, Ethereum, nope." So what I want to challenge my XRP people to do is put why Ethereum should not be part of the core and why XRP is a part of your core. Type it in the chat to where a beginner can understand, because this is your opportunity to share what you know, especially since POV has just said that he keeps hearing about XRP. This is your opportunity, XRP Army, to shine. Okay, I see you, cool cat, Black Steel, welcome, right? This is your opportunity to shine. So let's get it. So while I'm continuing to talk about the next thing, y'all can go ahead, type it in there, beginner friendly. Of course, keep tapping the screen, y'all, and sharing the live. Okay, the goal is 75K likes. All right, and then as you're coming in, if you have not shared this yet, share this live with at least 10 people, y'all. It doesn't matter if they're online or not. Just hold down the screen, press the screen down with your finger, okay? Whether that's on my eye, my eyebrow, whatever it is, press the screen down. Names are going to pop up, and then press send to 10 people really fast, okay? DJ Quest Ryan says XRP is a platform. All world major banks are using it to make cross payments. So, DJ Quest, break that down to a person that does not understand what you mean when you're talking about cross payments, right? He says, my husband says, because only the wealthy will be able to transact on ETH because of the fees to do so. Hey, I'll just say it. I used to be an Ethereum girl until that bull market hit. And boy, them fees was beating me over the head when I was moving stuff. I was like, God dang. I'm like, I'm paying more in fees than I'm able to move my crypto. Okay, so some of the XRP nation is in here. Okay, cool. So here's what I would say to my people that are like, go XRP, go XRP. You're not wrong, because again, core is for what you believe in. Okay, core is for what you believe in. Solo CEO D said XRP is a platform, but ISO 222 is the messaging system that all banks will use. Okay, so Solo CEO, can you put in there what that means to a person that has no idea what ISO 222 is? Because again, this is for beginners. So just throwing out terms that a beginner is not aware of, break that down to them to where they'll be able to understand. Like, give them an example that they can relate to. Okay, especially for a person that's not investing yet. Okay, in anything. Maybe they're not investing in anything, or they are a stock investor. They invest in the stock market, but they are curious about cryptocurrency and they want to see if this is something that's going to benefit them in the long run. Okay. DJ Quest said, okay, Jim needs to pay me to make a payment. They're going to want your token. Thank you, DJ Quest. Okay, so hopefully that helps the beginners. I mean, it makes sense to me, but beginners, if it doesn't make sense, ask DJ Quest to give you another example. But to me, that makes perfect sense. I appreciate that, DJ Quest. Remember, y'all, for my people who have been in the cryptocurrency market for a long time, this is for beginners. So we don't want to use terminology or terms or words that people don't understand because they're new. And we don't want them to run away because now they feel overwhelmed because you're using a lot of terms and situations that they cannot relate to. Okay? You say, so the price of your token will go up as the use of your token gets used. Okay? Does that make sense to the beginners when he's talking about XRP? Because XRP Nation is going to be like, XRP is part of my core. And they're probably not going to have Ethereum as part of their core. I would hope that the experienced crypto investors at least have Bitcoin. I got it. You go XRP. That's cool. But the billionaires are putting money into Bitcoin. And it's not about for the people that says, oh, well, you know, the profit percentage is not as great as investing in these other things. I am well aware of that. Okay. We missed that boat. We're not seeing right now. Okay. We're not seeing, for the people who are just getting into cryptocurrency. If you start investing in Bitcoin right now, you're not going to see the 1,000%, gain in 3 years and 4 years. That's probably not going to happen. Now, if this $1 million Bitcoin does happen, like Kathy Wood has said, then absolutely, if you get in today, you will see that 1,000, right? Okay. So yeah. So with that being said, Bitcoin for me is not about profit percentage. It's about getting my butt in here because the billionaires are buying it up. Period, point blank. That's just what it is. If all these billionaires are going through everything to get Bitcoin and they're buying thousands at a time, then dog, I need to be doing that too. Okay. You say Kathy changed her 1 million prediction to 3. See what I'm saying? This is why I say Kathy Wood, y'all gotta watch her. You gotta watch her. No, I will not tell anybody the vote for Bitcoin has passed. Absolutely not. I will not tell anyone that, because they are still out there and there's more to be created. I would never ever tell anyone not to invest in Bitcoin, but I cannot tell you what to do because I'm not a financial advisor. So what I'm saying is I'm doing it because if all these billionaires, these big corporations, if government agencies and Congress are investing in it and companies are being created to hold Bitcoin, I'm going to hold it, period. Okay, but I'm also going to hold other things. Okay, so Bitcoin and Ethereum for me are part of the core because that's number one and that's number two. You know how people have asked the question like, I don't know, it's so many companies out there. What companies do I invest in the stock market, right? Have you ever thought that? Has anyone ever thought that? I don't know what companies to invest in the stock market. I'm going to use this as an example, right? If anyone has thought of that, put a yes in the chat. If you've ever thought to yourself, it's so many companies out here, I don't know which ones to invest in. Give me a yes in the chat if you have ever thought that on TT and YT. And I'm telling y'all, because I've been there. I got started in 2020 and I was like, man, I don't know. But you know what I did? I started following Warren Buffett. Okay, so all of y'all are saying yes. There we go. So here's the thing. You know what I learned? Even though I was studying Warren Buffett, what I gathered later down the line was that I need to follow the companies that have been around the longest. Okay, they are constantly innovating, right? They are large cap companies. So when it equates to when we're talking about cryptocurrency, we want stable cryptocurrencies. They've been around the longest. They have a high market cap. Okay, that means a lot of money is put into this. A lot of money is backed into this. Now people are believing this to be good for me, right? You have more nations, countries are investing in cryptocurrency. Does that make sense? So in the stock market, we look at Mag 7, right? We're looking at Apple. We're looking at Nvidia. We're looking at this. These are things that we should be investing in the stock market. If you're sitting here curious about, oh man, I don't know if I should be what I should be investing in the stock market, y'all look at the top 7. Okay? Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, right? Google, Alphabet. What's the other two I'm missing? Not Tesla. Dang it. I'm missing it. It's there. But I gave y'all 5, right? I just gave you 5 out of the 7. When the other 2 come to me, I'll probably come back to it. So it's the same thing when it comes to cryptocurrency, y'all. My personal core is the top 5, right? So it's there you go. Thank you, Anthony. Meta, Jesus, it was there. Thank you, right? So when it comes to cryptocurrency, number 1 and number 2, that's part of my core. Now I got it. The XRP folks is like, no, because XRP is doing okay. I got it. You believe in that. You are like, no, this is what it's gonna be. This is what I'm seeing for the long term. I'm buying and I'm holding and I ain't selling. Okay. Or I'm passing it on to future generations, whatever it is. Okay. So let's go. So now we're going to the safety bucket. We talked about core. Everybody understand core. Give me the word core, CORE in the chat if y'all understand core now. What that bucket looks like for us when we're investing in the cryptocurrency market. Because again, we're working to balance our portfolio. Okay. That is the goal. Thank you, CD Confidence. This is not financial advice, y'all. I'm not telling you what to invest in. I'm telling you what I'm investing in, and I'm suggesting that you do your research because there are beginners in here, people who are curious about crypto, and those who just put some money into it and they have no idea what they're supposed to do next. Okay, I see you, Tay Bay said core. Anybody else? Y'all got it. Core. If you understand the concept behind the core bucket in our balanced portfolio, put the word core in the chat. Put the word core. Okay, so y'all are saying, you see, she say XRP, XLM, HBAR. Okay, that's your core. All right, got you, DJ. DJ Quest, Anthony say core. Okay, cool. So now let's break down safety. Okay, so remember I told y'all our safety bucket should, in essence, comprise of or be combined with like stable coins. I've already explained that. If y'all need me to give the example again because you just joined, please do so. Thank you so very much for the follow, Curious Cat. If you need me to give that example for stable coins, please let me know. Okay, but it should have stable coins. It should have cash, a part of that. And our cash is held. Some say shoebox, some say at their house. I say high yield savings account because I don't want my money stagnant. I'm an investor. My money needs to circulate every single day. It needs to be doing something. I put my money to work and I tell my money, go bring me back some more employees. I was told this in 2020, y'all, and it shifted everything for me on how I looked at money just in general. This person, this is when I was first like really getting back into trading, right? And so this young lady, she was trading and she made like a little over $1 million in less than a year, right? But she said, what I did was I said a prayer and I was talking to my money. And she said, because my money is my employee. And she said, I told my money to bring me back better employees, more employees. And I told them how many to bring me back. And I said, oh, that's good. Now, for some people, you may say, oh, that's, you are entitled to your opinion. But for me, what that said is my money should always be working. My money can't work if it's sitting in the shoebox. I'm not attacking. Okay. I'm making an observation. My money cannot work if it's sitting in the shoebox. My money can't work if it's sitting in the house. Unless it's in the house and it's on the computer. You know what I'm saying? Recruiting some more money. Okay? But it can't work if it's stagnant in one spot. It needs to be in something that's going to multiply. That's why I said at a bare minimum, I'm going to have a high yield savings account that at least earns me a little over 3% because now it's beating inflation. Does that make sense? Say, why am I going to work for money if the money can work for me? Do you mean if it can't work for me, Anthony? Because, you know, sometimes we type really fast. Curious Cat say, I like that. That's right. Right? And I don't take ownership of that. Like I just said, I got that from somebody else. And I was like, oh, yeah. So for the past 5 years, that's been my mentality. I need to make sure that I'm finding ways to deploy my money. My money needs to constantly be working for me. There are going to be some hit and misses. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some hit and misses. That comes with investing, right? But at the end of the day, we are doing our research, number one. We are using the research and the data that we've collected to help us make a decision, right? And then when we make that decision, now we're going to execute on the plan that we've created, and we're going to stick to that plan. And we'll make adjustments according to what the economy is showing us, how we need to make adjustments. So high yield savings is good. I'm telling my husband, that's right. It is. Right? He said, I need to talk to my pennies. Maybe they'll turn into 100. They will. They will. But here's what I tell people, like, especially for my folks, that's like, when I talked about, like, look, if you don't have thousands of dollars, don't let that stop you from investing. Especially in crypto, yeah, you can start with $10. That you're not gonna miss $10. The average adult is not gonna miss $10. You blow $10 like that, like you blink and $10 is gone. You know what I'm saying? So why not, if you want to, after you've done your research, why not put that $10 into the market? Now, here's the thing. What discourages people is when they start with small amounts, they're like, oh, but it's not growing that fast. It's not going to grow fast because, number one, it depends on the timing in which you enter the market. Two, is going to depend on what you're investing in. What is the data that says, like, how often or how much does it generally give you in return on an annual basis, right? That's why I mentioned ETFs being part of this bucket, because ETFs can be part of this bucket because we know that on average, like if you are a stock person, VOO, VTI, QQQ, you know what I'm saying? Like SPY or SPYG for the people who don't have, you know what I'm saying, $500 and $600 to put on one particular ETF. You know what I'm saying? You can invest in these things and use that as part of your safety bucket. Okay? But you still need to have cash available that you can just pull out immediately and not have to have a delay, like I have to wait 24 hours, 48 hours for it to hit my bank account. No. Okay? Hopefully that's making sense. Thank you so very much, husband. Thank you, Anthony. Right? Like that's the goal. I see you, Tony. Welcome. Thank you so very much for joining. Right? So with that safety bucket, y'all, what it's doing is giving us breathing room. We're less likely to panic when we know we have coverage and protection. Does that make sense? Think about people who don't have life insurance. Now, I'm speaking to people in our community when I say this. We got to get better with getting life insurance. I got it that some people are like, oh, but it costs blah, 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 blah. Listen, there are groups of people who have been leveraging life insurance while they are alive to invest in all kinds of stuff, real estate, other types of businesses, all kind of stuff, y'all. It's not just for when you pass away and leave this physical form. Okay? Now, if you're saying, I don't want to do that because I'm up in age, right? I just want to have the time or what, that's cool. But guess what that does? It provides a safety net. So now your family is not going to have to stress and do fish fries and do GoFundMe's because you didn't have life insurance. No, they're covered now, right? Exactly, extraordinary. You can borrow against your life insurance. This is why I tell people, I got it. You can be gung-ho about, being in the cryptocurrency market. You could be XRP all day. You know what I'm saying? You could do that. But I'm telling you now, if you're not investing in the stock market too, when we're talking about crypto, you're missing out on money. You're missing out on opportunity because you can borrow against your crypto stocks. You can borrow against your crypto ETFs. You can do all of that. Okay. And I got it. There's going to be somebody that says, oh, but you can borrow against your crypto, without going into the stock market. I hear you, but guess what? Why not get money from both sides and you're investing in one thing? I hold Bitcoin in my portfolio, but you know what else I hold? Bitcoin ETFs. Even though the market is down right now, those Bitcoin, the first Bitcoin ETF that I bought, right? Bought shares into with TD Ameritrade at the time. That one is still up 500%, y'all, from the time I bought it in 2023. And guess what I've done? I've borrowed against it to buy more gold and to buy silver. And all I did was pay myself back. I invest in the stock market every month anyway. So guess what it does? I just pay myself back. Say if y'all want to be wealthy, borrow against your life insurance, put that money in the SP or crypto or both. Why limit ourselves? Why put ourselves in a box? These people with billions of dollars, y'all, they're not doing that. So why in the world are we doing it? This is tough love. Like for real. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop putting limitations on ourselves because we don't have the amount of money you see somebody else have. So what? Warren Buffett didn't start with a whole lot of money. That man started studying the market at 11 years old. Reading books. Big books. Thick books. And start breaking stuff down. Right? He didn't get some large inheritance from daddy. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of people out here, examples, that have gotten into these different markets and they started from scratch. They had to get it out the mud. So why in the world are we looking at people who have billions today? Why are we not looking at how they started though? And apply that to our life, right? Thank y'all so very much for the likes. Keep sharing this, sharing the live too. Okay. Hold the screen down, y'all. Push the screen down with your finger, wherever you want on my face. Okay. Press the screen down and then names are going to pop up. Send it to 10 people real quick. 10 people real quick. Thank you so very much for the follow, Garfield. I see you. Welcome. Right? So when it comes to that safety bucket, y'all, we want to make sure that our money is easily accessible, but it's also working for us. Thank you so very much for sharing. I see you, extraordinary, right? Everybody got that. So if you got safety, understood. Give me the word safety in the chat. Type the word safety in the chat because that's our second bucket. Okay? Type the word safety in the chat if y'all got it. All right, I see you, Curious Cat. What's going on? Thank you for the rose. I see you, Netta. Welcome. All right, cool. So I guess Curious Cat, the only one that got it. She good with safety. All right. So now we're going to move on to the last one. Okay, explore. Again, y'all, explore or the word opportunity, whichever one you want to use. So explore is simply for us to invest in things that we're curious about, right? We aren't 100% certain, but we're like, I feel like this is going to be it. Okay. That's going to be a small percentage of our investing budget. Okay. Because what you don't want to do is invest into something that's already a risky market, an extremely risky market. But then within that market, this thing is even riskier because it hasn't been around for the longest time. It has a very small number of investors investing into it every single day. Like the trading volume is low, right? So it's not a lot of money moving and flowing through it. It's less than $1 billion. That's considered small cap, right? Less than $1 billion. So that's your meme coins, okay? Those new crypto projects that's popping out, okay? Those things are considered small cap. That's what you're looking for with Explore, okay? You're curious. You're going to put some money into it, but you're not going to put the type of money you're going to put in your core or your safety. Curious Cat say, my problem is I still do it. Well, you know what, Curious Cat? At least you are admitting to your problem. Admitting it is one part. The next part, though, is putting systems in place where you force yourself, in a sense, or not, I won't say force yourself. That's not the right word to use. I would say you begin to create the habit of doing what you're supposed to do. Okay? And that starts with the budget, y'all. I know, boy, when people ask me, Leona, like, I want to get into crypto, what should I do? Get a budget. That's your first step for any investments. You need to know how much money you have coming in to your accounts and how much you have going out every single month. Okay? So if you don't have a budget, that is your first step with any investing, any market, doesn't matter. Okay? So with that being said, right, we have our 3 buckets. So I'm going to give y'all some examples of what that may look like. Okay? So I got it, XRP, folks. You may say instead of Ethereum, it's XRP and the percentage may flip. Okay? So I'm going to give y'all some examples, and then you give me an example in the chat of what your ideal balanced crypto portfolio will look like with percentages and the actual cryptocurrency. Okay? And this is, you probably haven't done the research yet, but you heard it so much, you're very curious, and you're like, what Leona said so far about large cap cryptocurrencies, about the billionaires investing in it, about small cap and the risk attached to those. Like, now I'm starting to get it. Okay. So it's no right or wrong answer. All right. It's no right or wrong answer. Arnando asks, how do you find the underlying value of cryptos? Well, we're going to start with what the market cap is first. Okay. So you can go to coinmarketcap.com. You can go to coingecko.com. And on the home screen of both of those or any other crypto website, right? Sound 60% XRP. Good Lord. That's what you do. That's what you do. No, I did not, Arnando. But what I did say is the first thing we're going to do is look at what the market cap is, period. Okay? That's the first thing, because this is for beginners. This is not for people who have been in cryptocurrency market for years or decades. Okay? This is for beginners. So when we use terms and we ask questions, keep in mind that this is for beginners. So for a beginner, we should be looking at market cap, because that's going to tell us if that is a large cap cryptocurrency, if that is a mid cap cryptocurrency, or if it's a small cap cryptocurrency. Large cap cryptocurrencies have more stability and have been around longer, and they are more likely to be in our core bucket. Okay? Mid cap too. Okay? We could consider that. All right? Small cap is riskier, and that's the reason why that would be in our explore or opportunity bucket. Okay? CoinGecko.com, yes. Live Coin Watch, yes. And Coin Market Cap, that's the other one. If someone can type all three in there, that would be great, and then I could pin it, so that way everybody has it. If somebody can type all three of those in there, there are other websites, y'all, but I'm, very familiar with. Thank you so very much, Debbie, for the follow. I'm used to using CoinGecko.com and also CoinMarketCap. Those are my top two that I go to consistently, right? So somebody could type those three in the chat, and then I can actually pin it, so that way everybody have them. All right. So I'm gonna give y'all a couple of examples of like how the buckets are gonna go or can go, because again, I'm not a financial advisor, so I cannot tell you what to do. I can just make you aware of strategies, aware of investments, and then you go do your research. You talk to your financial advisor, okay? And then they're going to help you make a decision. If you don't have a financial advisor and you're in the United States, I got somebody that I can refer you to, and then you can see if she's your cup of tea, okay? It's that simple. And especially if you don't have life insurance already, I need you to get some life insurance, okay? But again, I can't make you do that. All right. Thank you so very much for the follow. All right. So let's go. So for my cautious investors, all right, you're already investing in other things, but you're like, I want to get into crypto. I'm just like, thank you so very much. Cali. I hope I didn't mess that up. I'm going to break this down in two groups, okay? Well, actually, it'll be three groups, okay? I know, I'm sorry. I hope I didn't mess it up. I think I got it right. Okay, cool. So for my cautious people, right? I'm just giving, some examples. So your core for the cautious purpose, for the cautious person. Okay, cool. Thank you. I got it. All right. For my cautious people, your core could be comprised of 40% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum. Again, large cap. This is the number one and the number two. Billionaires are investing heavily into Bitcoin and Ethereum. We, Leona, follows the money. So, of course, if the billionaires are investing in this thing, why in the world is Leona not investing in this thing? It's like sitting here having all of these Apple products and I don't invest in Apple in the stock market. Make it make sense, Leona. And you know what? I wasn't doing it until I got called out on it. And I was like, oh my God, you are absolutely right. How I got all this Apple stuff and I'm not investing in Apple? How I have an Amazon Prime account and I don't invest in Amazon? What, girl? What were you doing? So when I got called out, lovingly, I made the adjustments because, again, I'm putting all this money in there. Why in the world am I not investing in those things, right? Okay, so cautious people, number one would be 40% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm giving you guys an example. And then your safety bucket is going to be 25%. Okay, 25% your cash, 25% at total, right? So you're going to break that down. 25%, a portion of that 25% is cash in a high yield savings account at least. Okay. A portion of that 25% could be stable coins. Okay. Remember, stable coins do not go up or down. So if you put $50 each week into a stable coin, when the market is down like it's been for the past week, that $50 is still there. Okay? It's not going down. Okay? So it's 1 for 1. If it's USDC, you put $50 into USDC, guess what? You're going to have $50 in USDC down and out. It's not going to grow, but it's not going down. Thank you so very much, Kick Rocks, for the follow. Okay? We talked about ETFs. All right? Again, we're going off of what the data says with it. So the data for these ETFs, VOO, VTI, QQQ, SPY, okay? We know the data is telling us that for the past 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? These ETFs have been giving their investors 10, 12% every year. Have there been down years? Yes. But for the majority of those years, 10, 12%. Got it? That's the safety bucket. So you're breaking down 20% up 25% of your investment budget, okay, and putting it into the safety bucket. Then for my cautious people, 5% is for you to explore and invest in those small cap coins if that's what you want to do. For my people who are into meme coins, then by all means, have at it. Okay? But that percentage that you are taking a higher risk in a already risky market, then now if you lose it, you're not going to be like, oh my gosh, crypto's a scam. You're not going to do that because you put a very small amount of your investing budget into that. Does that make sense to everybody? Was that a good enough example? Give me a yes if that was a good example for my cautious investors. By all means. Okay, Brees, yes. Curious Girl, yes. My husband, yes. Okay, gotcha. Garfield, yes. Cool. Now, for my people who are considering like a more balanced approach, again, your core is what you believe in. You know you're investing in that long term. Okay? But again, for me personally, I'm investing in number 1 and number 2 because that's where the big money players are at. Why would I not do that? Okay? So, balanced approach will be you're breaking down Bitcoin and Ethereum, both 35%. Okay? That safety net, that safety bucket is 20%. Okay? Again, that's cash, ETFs, stable coins, because they don't go up or down. They're stable. Okay? And then your explore, meaning you're investing in those small cap cryptocurrencies. Small cap, again, for the people who just joined, small cap cryptocurrencies have a trading volume or market cap of 1 billion or less. Okay? So that looks like a balanced approach to investing in the cryptocurrency market. You have to find what your core is going to be. Because not everybody is like, okay, I got it, Leona. Ethereum is number 2. But what about, I had people ask, what about BNB? What about XRP? Your core is your core. Okay? Your core is your core. All right? Again, the core cryptocurrency should not be small cap cryptocurrencies because that is a risk that you should not be taking and putting the bulk of your investment money into. You are asking to be in a really bad position as an investor. Market cap, the question is, what is market cap again? So market cap is pretty much the amount that particular cryptocurrency has been invested into it. So like Bitcoin has a market cap of like, I looked at it this morning. I want to say it said 1.8 trillion. I want to say it said 1.8 trillion. So that means there's $1.8 trillion invested into Bitcoin alone. Hence why Bitcoin is the number 8 global asset, not a U.S. asset, global asset, number 8. It is 2 slots away from passing silver. And silver has been around forever. Or as Laura says, for ages. Right? So shucks, my bad. Question was, how do you recommend a beginner invest? I say that a beginner does their research, number 1. Number 2, have a budget. Number 3, if you don't have a financial advisor, get you a financial advisor and ask them what do they think about this plan. Cautious. You should consider being a cautious investor because you are new. So that means if you're comfortable with investing 40% of your investment bucket into Bitcoin, cool. And then 30% of your investment bucket into Ethereum. 25% of your investment bucket goes into safe assets. So cash in a high yield savings account at least. ETFs. And that could be regular stock ETFs, not just crypto ETFs, but ETFs, VOO, VTI, QQQ, SPY, or SPYG for my people who's like SPY is high, okay? QQQ is high, SPYG, okay? And then stable coins, like I said, because stable coins don't go up or down when the market goes down. They don't go up when the market goes up. They're stable. It's 1 for 1. You put $100 into to USDC, which is a stable coin. Guess what? While the market is down right now, your $100 is still there. Versus if you put $100 into Bitcoin last week, it's not $100 today. Okay. And then the last one is 5% for my beginners. Okay. You're going to use 5% if you want to. Okay. 5% can go into those low cap cryptocurrencies. Again, the amount that is circulating in it, invested in it, is $1 billion or less. Okay. Typically, those are meme coins. And for Kobe 777, I don't deal with meme coins. Honestly, I don't care for them because to me, in my research so far, there's no use for them. Okay, it's all hype, it's all talk, it's Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Messages and stuff, like that's the only thing that moved them. So for me personally, I'm risky, but I feel like for me, what's the point of investing in something that there's no real use for it, let alone there's no way for me to gauge how I should invest in it, why I should invest in it, what is it going to do in the future? No. You know what I'm saying? I don't like losing money. So I feel like for me, it's just a lose. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, there have been people who made money. Cool. But I'm not a gambler. Like my husband says, it's gambling. I feel like, okay, you could do that if you want to. But for me, I put $50 into Shiba Inu, and that was like some years ago. And guess what? It's still not $50. But it was Starbucks money. You know what I'm saying? So I $50, and I just was like, whatever it does, it does. I don't care, because my core Bitcoin, Ethereum, these are the ones that I invest in personally. Bitcoin, Ethereum, for sure. Okay, I have XRP, thanks to my husband for putting me on years ago. Right, XRP. I have Cardano. Okay, I have Cardano. So you recommend putting your crypto on a cold storage wallet? Absolutely, Jay Rich. We had a whole lesson on that 2 weeks ago. So that way people know the difference between a hot and cold wallet. Okay. So thank you so very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Say don't come for me. But yeah, so those are like my main ones. I used to invest in Solana, but Solana was having too many outages, and you couldn't trade, you couldn't access your crypto. Got it. It's still safe, But to me, I just lost confidence in that particular cryptocurrency. I know there are people that still like gung-ho, Solana and all that stuff. That's cool. Y'all have at it. Okay. I just, once they kept having them outages in 2021 and 2022, I was like, I'm done. I sold at a loss and I was like, I don't care. I don't want to be associated with this cryptocurrency. And it's just the truth. Like, I was done. All right. But to each his own. You know, you invest in what you invest in and what you believe in. And I personally did not believe in Solana. Although they have their qualities and everything, I just said, I'm out. I'll take my loss. I'm out. I don't want no parts of Solana at all. And I do not regret it. Truth be told, I don't care what the price is today. I do not regret that decision at all. So those are the main ones. Oh, and H-bar, because of my husband, and Algorand. I have a little bit of Chainlink, but I haven't really been investing in it like I do everything else. So yeah, but that's it. Like, I'm not investing in anything else. My money is getting put into those things that I already have. That's it. Okay. What the girl said, just joined. What do you think about XRP? I think that XRP should be invested in. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, so I cannot tell people what to do. I can tell people that they should do their research and then see if that fits into their investment plans, right? There's greater upside than it is with some other particular cryptocurrencies. But at the end of the day, okay, I cannot tell anyone what to do. Okay, so for my beginners, that cautious model, I would say communicate that with your financial advisor. Okay, having your total amount that you're going to invest in cryptocurrency and then go from there. So Curious Cat say, what should the risky investor do? Okay, see, there you go. There you go. Okay, so for my risky investors, right? Those Kathy Woods out there. All right. Those risky people. All right, your core is 60%, your safety is 15%, and your explore, right, where you're investing in others, right, that is 25%. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor, okay? So I cannot tell you what to do because legally I'm not able to do that. I'm going to tell y'all I am more of a balanced person. Even though I've been investing, specifically like really investing in the cryptocurrency market, being intentional, studying and all that for the past 5, almost 6 years, right? I'm still leaning more towards the balance and cautious. So I do more balance because, again, I'm 1 and 2, Ethereum and Bitcoin, because that's where the big money people are at. And if my vision is to be one of those big money people, you need to do what the big money people are doing within your budget. Does that make sense? Right? Does that make sense? I'm following the money. The money, their top is Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then I'm sorry, XRP folks, but Solana is in there for them. I don't get it. I don't know how you can sit here and put all this money behind something that done had hours and days of you not being able to access your cryptocurrency or trade that cryptocurrency, buy or sell for hours. And there's multiple times of doing that. I don't understand how they still have such a diehard community, but they do. And big money people are into Solana. It's weird. It's weird. But anyway, and XRP is in there. Okay. But Bitcoin used to be risky back in the day. I want the next one. Yeah. And that's the thing. Cryptocurrency in general, when you talk to financial advisors today, and this is my own experience with my financial advisor, right? they are aware of like the basics with cryptocurrency, but they're not students of it. They're more students of the traditional way of investing. So of course they're going to push more of the traditional way of investing to you because that's what they know. And that's what the big money people have been doing for so long. So it's kind of like a habit, right? They're learning more about cryptocurrency, but they're not like how they are when it comes to real estate, stocks, so on and so forth. Okay. So this is why I tell people that if you're already investing in other markets, they all were beginners as well. You know what I'm saying? The stock market hasn't been around in the way it is today. It hasn't been around since the beginning of time. No, it had to be created, right? And there were going to be some, ups and downs with that when it first started out, right? It's the same thing with cryptocurrency. It's only been here since 2009, right? Like Curious Cat said, it's only been here since 2009. So yeah, you're going to get some bumps and bruises. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to figure out what's going to work for you and what doesn't work for you over time. The more you study, the more you do research, the more you ask questions, and the more you apply what you learn, the better you get. And now your risk tolerance can either increase or it's going to stay steady, right? So there's something else that I'm looking to invest in. It's the start of it, right? I've heard about it possibly happening, right? But this year is when BlackRock, for my crypto folks, my stock market folks, y'all know BlackRock is all up and through there. Okay? They everywhere. All right? They're taking over everything, right? So BlackRock is now helping us to get into this term. I want you guys to research this. Okay? It's called tokenized real world assets. Tokenized real world assets. So for short, it'll be tokenized RWAs. There are a few private equity firms and companies that are already there. That's where my Explore bucket is going. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I cannot tell you what to do, but I will suggest that you research. Do some research. Google, ChatGPT, all of that is your friend. Okay? But BlackRock, again, leading the charge. Okay? All right. So that should have answered. Hopefully that answered Curious Cat. Hopefully that answered your question. So if you are looking for like the next thing when it comes to cryptocurrency, those small cap coins, don't waste your time with that. Research tokenized real world assets. Okay? And if you got that, Curious Cat, let me know. Give me a yes or a thumbs up to let me know. We almost there, y'all. Come on, tap, tap, tap. I got to be gone in the next like 5-10 minutes, y'all. I'm about to close it out because I got to get the kid ready, to go to bed. Her bedtime is 8 p.m. our time, and we're Central. So I got 30 minutes to have her showered, or a little over 30 minutes to have her showered and in the bed. Okay? So I got to make sure we good to go. Okay? All right, so let's go. Thank you so very much for tapping the screen. Y'all keep tapping the screen and sharing the live. Everybody that has come in, I know you probably came in a little bit late. If you've been on here for a while, make sure you grab your heart me first. Okay, press the heart. All right, it's a penny. Make sure you do that because that lets me know you're a real person and not a bot. Okay, and that also lets TT know that you're a real person and not a bot. After you do that, go ahead and tap the screen and then share this live with 10 people real fast. You can hold the screen down, press it down, okay, until the names pop up. When the names pop up, send it to 10 people really fast, okay? I appreciate you. Thank you so very much, DJ Quest, for the follow. I appreciate you, okay? So with that being said, now we have an understanding of these buckets, right? We have an understanding of our buckets. We have an idea of which lane we're going to be in, which strategy we're going to use. We're either going to be the cautious investor, okay? How we can break that down for us with those buckets. We're going to be the balanced investor, okay? Going to break it down accordingly, or we're going to be the risky one, okay? We're going to be a little bit more adventurous, all right? We can break that down, all right? So we're moving right along because I have to go. All right, so now we're going to talk about dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging. If you have not been in the crypto space long, guess what? You're going to hear that a lot. And the reason why you're going to hear that a lot is because this is the thing that's going to help you to invest safely, but also not feel emotionally attached to anything, nor making an emotional decision on when to buy or when to sell. Okay? Because you're letting data speak for itself, and that's what you're doing. On top of letting that data speak for itself, you're letting your money just do the work. I know every single month I'm investing X amount of dollars into these particular cryptocurrencies, and I know the percentage I'm breaking that dollar amount down to. Okay? So like when we're talking about dollar cost averaging, I need you to pick a day. Okay? Pick a day, pick a day of the week, or according to your payment schedule, like when you get paid. So maybe your paydays are in the military. For us, it used to be the 1st and the 15th. I'm retired, but when I was active duty, it was the 1st and the 15th. So guess what? I know on the 1st and the 15th, I'm investing X amount of dollars into the cryptocurrency market. I know on the 1st and the 15th, I'm investing X amount of dollars into the stock market. I knew that because I knew the 2 times a month I was investing money into these things. And then when I started investing in gold and silver, boom, I had I set up the, what's it called? The auto ship. So that way, every single month, I knew I was getting this amount in gold. I knew I was getting this amount in silver. So it automatically came out of my account on this day. Cool. I knew that. All right. So dollar cost averaging, we need to figure out the frequency in which we're going to invest according to our budget, and also the dollar amount for my US people, euros, pesos, wherever you are. Okay. We're going to establish the amount in our currency, how much we're investing each month. Okay. So we have the frequency in which we're investing and the amount we're investing according to that frequency. So if you say, hey, look, I only got $50 a month that I can put into crypto, or that I feel comfortable putting into crypto. Okay, cool. So every month you put your $50 into whichever cryptocurrency you have done the research on, you buy it, and then you move it, because DJ Quest Ryan brought it up again about you move it to either your hot wallet, which is like an app on your phone or your laptop, like your bank app, same concept. Okay. You either move it to your hot wallet or your cold wallet. Now, I want to tell y'all, for people who just joined and have not been to any of my previous lives, y'all, for me, a hot wallet is like a checking account. I know I only keep a small amount of money in here because I know I'm going to be moving it. Okay. I do Bitcoin giveaways. For the past 2 years, I've done a Bitcoin giveaway. So I already have the Bitcoin in my hot wallet for the Bitcoin giveaway during Christmas. Why would I put that in my cold wallet, which is like a thumb drive? I can put it into my computer. I can make my transactions, do what I need to do, move it from my exchange to my cold wallet, and then pull it out, and I'm good to go. Okay? The cold wallet for me is like a savings account. That one is not being touched. Everybody got it? So when you decide that you're going to invest in this market, you know what you're going to invest in. Now you need to pick a frequency in which you're going to invest and have that dollar amount according to your budget. Do not look left. Do not look right. You are straight ahead. You're focusing on what you have and what you're going to do with what you have. Okay? You're starting where you are. That quote again. You're starting where you are. You're using what you have, and you're doing what you can. Y'all, compounding is powerful. If it's $50 today, guess what? At some point, it's going to be worth $100. And then at some point, it's going to be worth $1,000. Especially if you're getting in while today, there's extreme fear in the cryptocurrency market. I didn't say just fear. I said extreme fear. And what does Warren Buffett tell us to do? For the people who study Warren Buffett like myself, we buy when the people are fearful. We sell when the people are greedy. That's what Warren Buffett taught us. So guess what? Right now, there is extreme fear in the market. So what does that tell you as an investor that you should be considering doing? Drop it in the chat. If there's extreme fear in a cryptocurrency right now, what does that tell you to do as an investor if we're studying Warren Buffett? Drop it in the chat. What does it tell you? What does it tell you? Hello, there's a sale. Anthony said it's a sale. Squeak Doll say buy the dip. Hello. Right? We need to be buying. Sundown said buy. Bruh said buy. Kick Rock said buy. Hello. CD Confidence said buy. That's what we should be doing, y'all. After we've done our research. After we have decided what we want to invest in. Buy, Maria. That's right. Right? We decided we want to invest in because we've done our research. We've talked to our financial advisor if we have one. Okay? If we don't have a financial advisor, but you say, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway because I've done the research myself. And I want to put my money here. And I'm only putting money that I can afford to lose. Right? Okay, cool. Now it's extreme fear. Warren Buffett say buy when the people are fearful. So guess what? All right, Warren, I got you. I'm listening. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what to do. I'm going to do it. That's it. That's all, y'all. Follow the money. You cannot go wrong, y'all. I got it. You may not have. I see you. Welcome, Big Poe. I got it. You may not have billions of dollars right now. You may not have millions of dollars right now. But they started with those hundreds. They started with those tens. Okay? Say, follow the rich white guy. Hello. I ain't want to say it, but I'm just saying. Anthony said it for me. Okay? The white man ice is colder. I guarantee you, I ain't trying to be funny, but I'm pretty sure there are people who have heard me say this stuff, and I've been saying the same stuff about crypto since 2021. Same rules, all of that. Just a little bit of tweaks, but for the most part, the foundation is the same. I've been saying the same stuff since 2021. I'm pretty sure if there was a gentleman that was Caucasian that was saying the same stuff I was saying, people would have moved much faster. They would have moved when he said it versus let me wait. I don't know if Leon, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if Leon know what you talk about. When all I'm doing is telling you do the research. I can't tell you what to invest in. Just do the research. Right? So we're going to dollar cost average, y'all. That's what we're doing. All right. And then we're going to look at rebalancing our portfolio. So, example, I know that there are people who are like, I'm not going to sell any of my Bitcoin. I suggest that you don't. But again, that's a suggestion. Okay. That's not, set in stone. You do what you want to do. But if there is a cryptocurrency that you are way up in, if I were you, I would sell some of it and put it into something else. Okay. Because you now are putting profit into something else that you believe more in, right? And now you're increasing your chances of making more money. Okay? It's still being reinvested. You have profit. Y'all, if you invest in the stock market, invest in the stock market, do you not sell when the market is at its ridiculous high? Right? Do you not sell and then you take your profit? What you do with that profit is your business, right? You say just don't sell in the red. Yeah. Please, y'all. If you're following Warren Buffett, you're supposed to buy when everybody's scared, when the market is red, and you're supposed to sell when everybody's being greedy and saying gold's gonna keep going to $5,000. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Welcome, Sean. I see you. Okay, we need to buy when everybody is fearful, and we need to sell when everybody's being greedy. And we're gonna rebalance. So when we're in massive profit in something that we are comfortable with selling, we're going to do that at the high. We're going to sell at the high because we're going to get more profit to reinvest into something else. Okay? Now, you can also look at it as, all right, I'm up in profit, but it's down 5-10%. Like you're like, oh, it's down 10%. I'm going to go ahead and sell some now. Okay, cool. That can be part of your rebalancing. Does that make sense, y'all? Give me a yes in the chat if that makes sense. Give me a no if it doesn't. Yes in the chat. Give me a no if it doesn't. Yes in the chat if it makes sense. Give me a no if it doesn't. I see you, Anthony. Good. Sean James, yes. Okay, cool. Welcome. Right? Okay. CD comes, yes. Maria, yes. Good. All right. So that's what we're going to do. So what are the two things we're going to do? We have now decided that we're going to invest in this particular cryptocurrency. This is the method we're going to use. We're either going to use the cautious investor method. We're either going to use the balanced approach. Welcome, Belinda. We're either going to be the adventurous person, the person that's super risky. Okay. But we have our three buckets. We have our core. We have our safety bucket. And we have our explore or opportunity bucket. Okay. Now we know how we're doing that. The next thing we're going to do is what? Two things. Starts with a D. That's one of them. What's the two things we're doing? One starts with the D and the other one starts with an R. Come on, y'all. Thank you so very much for the share, Belinda. I appreciate it. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Thank you for the heart me. I appreciate you. Come on. Y'all sleep? Come on. I know somebody know the answer. I know somebody know the answer. Thank you for reminding everyone to tap. Right? Oh, man. Y'all sleep. Y'all sleep. Okay, there we go. Come on, husband. Dollar cost average. That's one. And then he said reinvest dividends. Yes, so we're rebalancing. So you're going to reinvest those profits into something. Okay, cool. Thank you so very much for the heart me. I appreciate it. Okay, so now that we have all of that stuff together, we now dollar cost average our way into the market according to our buckets. Okay, and then we're going to rebalance when that time comes. So we can either say, hey, every quarter we're going to rebalance, or when we see that the market is shifting. Thank you so very much for the popular votes. We're going to shift, while the market is up still for us, right? But we're going to shift some of that profit to another asset or another part of crypto, another investment within the cryptocurrency market, because we see, hey, listen, it's down 10%. I don't want it to go down any further, and I haven't taken profit yet. Thank you so very much for the popular votes, Belinda. I appreciate it. Right? We need to do that. Okay. Last thing, y'all, and then I have to go. Okay, because I gotta get the little one together. Okay. So let me do this. Gotcha. I followed you back, Belinda. All right. So the last thing we talked about, making sure that we are protecting our assets. Okay. So in the crypto space, it looks a little different than the stock market. So I'm gonna go through this as fast as I possibly can. Okay. So when it comes to protecting our assets, in the crypto space, we have these things called wallets. Okay. So it's like men and women have a wallet that they put either in their back pocket or in their purse or pocketbook for my country folks. You know what I'm saying? Right. Thank you so very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you for the heart me. Awesome. So in those wallets, right, that money that's in there is typically going to be used immediately. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. So that money in that wallet is going to be used, right? So a hot wallet for us in crypto is the wallet that we put in our pocket, our back pocket, or our pocketbooks. Thank you so very much for the lines, Belinda. I appreciate you. Right? I'm trying to pin. Dang it. It's not letting me do it. How do I do it? Good Lord. It's not letting me pin. How do you pin? I held it down before, right? I don't know how to pin. Good Lord. Well, that sucks. Oh, thank you so very much. I appreciate you, Belinda. She just helped me hit my life goal. Thank you so very much. I'm coming on your page when this is done. While the little one is taking her shower, I got you. I'm about to light up your all of your videos, ma'am. You're gonna have 1 million comments before you go to bed tonight. I appreciate you. So yeah, so for us in the crypto space, right? I'm gonna see if I could do it. Can I do it now? Dog. I don't know how to do the pin, y'all. Dang it. I don't know how to do the pin. I'll figure it out. I got you next time. I got you. But yeah. So for us in crypto, hot wallets is like our bank apps that we have on our phone. Okay. So if we have access to the bank app, then guess what? There's a potential now, y'all. Heads up. There's a potential for a hacker to get into our hot wallet. Okay. Because we have to have a password for sure. If we do not change our password frequently, if it is a weak password, that gives the hacker a bit more access to get into our assets, right? So what we want to do is protect ourselves. So what I suggest to people, if you know that you're not going to use that crypto anytime soon, move it to the cold wallet, which is the second one. That's that thumb drive. It's not on the network. It's less likely to get hacked, but it can be because they can send links through. Do not click any random links when you open up your cold wallet. Okay. I didn't know that. Somebody had to tell me that. I was like, God, dog. You know what I'm saying? What's it called when they send? My husband is a tech person. What's the appropriate term for it when they send like the links to you? Dang, it's slipping my mind. But anyway, hot and cold wallet. That's for us. That's what we use. Okay. So you need to decide which one you're going to do. So when you purchase your cryptocurrency in general and hold it, then now you're going to make sure that you move it to either that phishing. Thank you, husband. That's what it is. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate you. Thank you. Right. Phishing. That's correct. So that can happen with your cold wallet. That's why you don't click any links that pop up when you open up your cold wallet and you're making transactions. You're making moves happen. Thank you for the follow, Mesky. I see you. Okay. So we need to protect ourselves in those ways. Another way for us to kind of pretty much like get started as beginners in the crypto space is we already talked about buying the coins, right? You can also, if you're more familiar with the stock market, you can ease your way into cryptocurrency by investing in crypto stocks and crypto ETFs. Okay. You don't have to buy a whole lot. You can buy some. I see you, Bam Bam. Welcome. Right. You can buy a little bit. You can buy fractional shares of those crypto stocks and crypto ETFs. Bitcoin and Ethereum have been around since January 2024. Solana, HBAR, and Litecoin, they were released last month. XRP's ETF was released this month. Okay, so now you have options. So for my people who are heavy XRP, I'm not saying what you should do, but I'm just saying, why not make money from both sides? Okay, you're already holding XRP. If you really believe in it, I would say, let me get money while start buying shares while the market is down. So that way, when the market does go back up, guess what happens to the share price for those XRP ETFs? The share price goes up. So guess what happens to your stock portfolio? Your stock portfolio goes up. Okay? And you can borrow against it. And that's only if that's what you want to do, because you want some exposure to cryptocurrency, but you're not 100% so, because you're more traditional. That's a way to get exposure to the cryptocurrency market without the responsibility of having to buy the cryptocurrency, figuring out which hot or cold wallet I should get, how to transfer from my Coinbase or my Uphold or Kraken account to this hot wallet or cold wallet. Then I got to keep up with the private keys and the seed phrases, these little mini passwords, right? And then I got to store it on some waterproof paper and fireproof place. I got to make sure I know that. Then I got to put it into my trust, so that way when I do, leave this physical form, my kids or my grandkids have access to this crypto that I done bought. That's a lot of steps for some people. So the big money people are like, yeah, I do that, but I'm putting more into what I'm comfortable with, which is the stock market. So they buy crypto stocks and they buy crypto ETFs. Okay. I love Exodus. Bam, bam. I've had Exodus, the Exodus hot wallet since 2020. That's my go-to. It's super beginner friendly to me because I got it as a beginner. Okay. That's it. Easy to do. Easy. And you can earn rewards. You can earn more crypto on Exodus. That's a whole nother conversation that I'll get to eventually. Okay. So we have to stop there. What is it again? Exodus is a hot wallet. It's an app on your phone, like your bank app. But this is where you move your crypto, and you're only going to have it there for a small amount of time. You'll put it there. Okay. But now it's yours. Okay. Nobody can do anything with it unless you give them access to your hot wallet. Oh, thank you, Curious Cat. I appreciate you. Okay. Yep. And then CD Confidence said use the desktop version. And hey, listen, y'all, if you use the desktop version, this is another thing. If you use the desktop version, when you are traveling, if you have a laptop, please make sure you are using your VPN. It is always on, because one of my wealth mentors, she had money taken out of her Exodus account. Like a hacker got into it because she wasn't using her VPN and she was traveling with the Exodus app on her laptop. Okay, so this is why there's a difference between hot and cold wallet. So I have Exodus and I transfer my cryptos off of Coinbase. Absolutely. Okay. Yep. All right. Is there something wrong with the mobile app? I don't think so. I haven't looked in probably a week. I haven't had any issues with it though. But like I said, for me, I don't keep a large amount of my crypto on there. So that's why I have the mobile app. I do tell people that it's probably best for you to have it on your laptop, because you're not constantly moving around with your crypto on your phone. Okay. Because again, the hot wallets can be hacked. All right, especially if your security levels are not up. Okay, if you don't have layers of security when it comes to that. So yeah, so look, we have to stop there, y'all, because I have to get my little one ready for bed for school tomorrow. So we'll pick up tomorrow. Tomorrow, I got something for y'all. Okay, tomorrow I got something for y'all. I'm going to be going over, where is it at? Tomorrow, I'm going to be going over bear market. So I'm going to give y'all, thank you so very much for the heart me, man, Bam Bam. I'm going to be going over the bear market, how we can survive the bear market, and how we can prepare for when prices go back up, how we can set ourselves up for success. So you're going to get a whole spiel on what to look out for, how to identify the bear market, so that way you're not jumping the gun, okay? Because right now people are saying, oh, are we in a bear market right now? There are things we need to look out for to let us know, okay, it's official. All right. We're probably in the beginning stages of that, more than likely. Okay. So tomorrow I will be back, Garfield. Tomorrow I will be back at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, y'all. That's what we're going to cover. If we can get through all of it tomorrow, then we'll finish up what we talked about today, because I still have a couple more things that I want to go over, but I really have to go. Okay, so thank you guys so very much. We were close. We were close to the 75K, but it's okay. You know, y'all did really good. Thank you so very much to everybody that gave a gift. Thank you, everybody that followed. Thank you, everybody that shared. I really appreciate y'all sharing, tapping the screen. If your thumbs is hurting, if your fingers hurt right now, just know I appreciate you for continuing to tap that screen, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to leave y'all with my favorite quote, and that is from the legend. His name is Arthur Ashe, and he said to start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Y'all have a great night, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6